Today I'm going over a shot in the Going Stupid Again video, this one right here. I think this shot was really dope and I want to break down how I did it.
Going stupid again, popping like porn again. I got them choosing again. You with the hand up, one in the back. Tell me who do it again.
So we have a couple different layers that make up this scene. We have our main character, we have the background character, we have this background scenery, and then we have a little bit of foreground kind of separating the leading artist from the background acts. So let's take away some of these pieces. All right, so we have me here, and if I take all the effects off, this is simply green screen, me reacting, being aware of like what it is that I'm shooting, knowing what I want in the background, so I'm interacting with it. If we get rid of me for a second, we could take a look at the characters themselves. If I take all the effects off, obviously, once again, green screen. I knew it was gonna be on the right of the screen, so I have the character leaning toward the left, reacting, doing their thing. There's some black in this area here. This is just, you know, rearranged and moved into a space where it would fit best. Same thing with the right hand side, no effects, green screen. The effect is basically the keyer, which allows us to get rid of the green screen. There's a color board that allows us to make it pop a little bit more. We added some intensity to the yellow because that's really the main color, is in my face and the yellow gloves. And then we also gave it a little bit more contrast. And then finally we added a little Gaussian blur to it, since this character is sitting further in the background from the character that's sitting in the lead. With this side we did the same exact thing, and then we put our lead character in the front. Cool, right? So what's going on in here that we added in addition was a drop shadow that kind of created a shadow behind this lead character and let it fall onto the character in the background just to show some distance between us. You can see it here. Then I had to think about what did we want our characters to be in. I wanted a spaceship. So I grabbed these pieces here. This is what the image actually looked like. So for this scene, we used two of these to create the top and the bottom. Let me erase these really quickly. To create the top and the bottom background for the lead character. So this lead character is in like this shuttle kind of a space, and in that shuttle space, that shuttle is what separates that lead character from the background characters. We put that piece on top, and then we put another one of them on bottom to just, and it's very, very minimal, you can hardly see it, but we put another one on bottom just so you could see that there was something that the character was engulfed in, right? So we have our character here in that. So our background characters needed a world as well. Now this top piece here, it's covering the tops of the head, so if you're wondering why they're cut off, they're good to go. And then again, you see we have this shadow that kind of shows that there's something in the foreground and they're in the back of it. But yeah, so what else did we need for our characters? We needed a table, we needed a background behind them. So the background behind them is actually this piece right here. So this was a green screen spaceship kind of background that we added to this location. We kind of pushed in a lot, like it was very far away. We pushed in a lot so that you can kind of hardly even see majority of what was showing there. And I think that the filling was intensified by the stars here. And this was just basically a layout that came with Final Cut. That was just like us kind of traveling through these stars. So that with this here, it's like the spaceship kind of moving in time. Then you put your table and your two characters in the background. Now we got some movement, rocking, cool. And I think for this background, all we did was, you know, key out the green screen, and then we added a Gaussian blur to kind of make it feel even more like there's these levels and these layers of distance, you know, like the far background is getting more Gaussian blur than the background characters, which are getting more Gaussian blur than the lead character, and the lead character isn't getting any at all. This table's getting probably a little bit of Gaussian, yeah. Even these pieces that separate the main character from the background are getting a little bit of Gaussian, just to even show just a tad bit of distinction between the character in the far front and the scene. As we continue to skate backwards, you see depth in the different layers of Gaussian. There's depth in the layers of, you know, what we've created here. We have our character in the foreground. We have these pieces behind that character, but in front of these characters who are in front of the table, which is in front of this far background, which is traveling through this space that we created right here. Those are all the layers that make up this piece. And so to just finalize what gave this scene some life, we just added a couple more things to really sweeten the deal. We have this scene, which is cool, but the bounce comes from this handheld effect that we gave it, and this is it right here. You feel that difference? Dope. And then we added a little vignette to give it a mood. And then finally, we added some noise to the scene. It was very little, just to give a little bit of grit. And that's how we shot and edited this scene. Be sure to check out Going Stupid Again, the music video, for more interesting shots. If y'all want me to do more breakdowns around those shots, definitely hit me up. Check out Going Stupid Again, available on all musical streaming platforms. The music video is available on YouTube. We out.
Going stupid again, popping like brew in a can. I got them choosing again. You with the